So, do, ra, fa, mi, do, re. Oh, you know what, guys? I need you. Anchor baby! Kurt! Let's have Kurt come in here and fix this thing over here for me, please. Hey, Kurt! Kurt, can you fix this? I don't know how to fix it. But anyway, what's up, everybody? I am James Hake. It's the, could you fix the Studio 8 thing? Well, show him how. Yeah, nice. And then I'll watch you do it, too. Turn that off and turn that on. And then it fixes itself. You count to 5 or something, and then he pushes that thing. To 1. The second one, you push to 1. Oh.
No, there's only a button there. There's no button there.
Oh, okay.
The first button you see is this one.
Oh, okay. And you push that one.
You cycle it till you get to 1.
Nice.
And now that's correct, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yep. I see my mouse. I see my cursor.
I got lost with something else when it's all done.
Much grass. No worries. Hey, everybody.
Hey, mess up your show too?
Of course. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. Yeah. Nice. Hey, you guys got matching jackets. It's 9:02 here in Los Angeles, and it is Tuesday, the 2nd of December, 2025 AD. And you guys prefer, some of you guys who are like proper, prefer AD 2025, the year of our Lord, you know. Anno Domini. Don't blame me. That was how I was homeschooled. And they, as I recall, it was pronounced AD afterwards, and it said Anno Domini. But whatever. We're looking at beautiful, by the way, beautiful beach. Manhattan Beach, that is. So everyone, I was out sick yesterday. It was terrible. And when I say, I use the term sick loosely. Oh, I know we have a Fallen State taping. That's why my color's all off and greenish. Look at that terrible color right there. Do you see that? Does it look that bad or does it look okay? Depending on your screen. It looks okay, I guess. But I think it looks kind of bad. Let me see it on YouTube. Yeah, it's like a throw-up green. But anyway, yeah, I'm okay. Thank you for asking, and thank you to Anchor Baby and the rest helping to fill in the gaps. Covering the super chats on the J.C. Lee Peterson Show, covering the news on Hake News during the J.C. Lee Peterson Show. Not to be confused with the Hake Report, which did not happen at all yesterday. Thank you for the recommendations, everybody. I should be live on all platforms. The views expressed here do not represent me, all right? I don't even represent myself. Just call me Morgan Wallen. I was looking... I didn't remember him getting in trouble for having said the so-called N-word on hour 72 of a 72-hour bender, whatever that is. Don't ask, kids. I don't even know what it is. I sort of, by context, get what it means. But other than that, I don't know. And shout out to Jim in Alaska. Good morning to you. What's up, Frank? Trucky Truck Trusty Gov. Nice name. The Dude. Carver. The rest is Kurt. And, nice. What is up? Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach is in California, Johnny Tsunami, too. Yeah, Manhattan Beach is in SoCal. It's just south of LAX. Los Angeles Airport. It's international airport, that is. So, what's up to Walking Roscoe, who says, Gentleman Jim needs that fixed ASAP. Jim is in James. And Walking Roscoe is the only man who can call me Jim. Otherwise, he can't broadcast from Los Angeles. Kurt, you're doing a great job no matter what. Nick says, winky face, smiling emoji. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support in the super chat. Let me set a goal, even though I already reached it. 1 super chat. All the colors. 1 hour, I guess. Nice. So, I will get to your calls, your super chats. There were coffees that I intended to get to yesterday, including from Popcorn and others. I appreciate the people who were able to call in to American Anchor Baby yesterday. I was able to catch some of his show. Let me refresh this. American Anchor Baby's show was cool, although this is not an endorsement. Yes, it is, because this is company stuff. American Anchor Baby. The one thing I can endorse, other than, you know, JLP-related stuff. And Punchy TV is JLP-related. So, sweet. CE, Common Era if you're a liberal. So let's get going here. Don't ask. I'm all right. And that is kind. Refresh this. Refresh. Too quick with the buttons. Anyway, everybody. Let's just get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Oh, Lord. So, how you guys doing? I'm fine. Look at the beautiful Manhattan Beach Pier. Don't be a Manhattan Beach denier, guys and gals. Look at the beautiful sky. Man, oh man, look at the beautiful ball Earth. Look, you're just looking at the obvious globe. You're looking out over the globe. And it just drops off. Poof. Very nice. Very, very nice. So, if we can... I wanted to get to this story here. Because this story, it's actually a super chat. This super chat is so cool. I am highly pleased with this super chat from Popcorn. All right? So, shout out to Popcorn. I know a lot of you guys are like, I'm not a big fan of Popcorn. Well, I am. Popcorn's Thump Keg writes this. What are your thoughts on the exchange that the Great White Hope had with a reporter who was asking him his comments on the reporting from his DOJ, Department of Justice, that the individual responsible for the National Guard shooting was, quote-unquote, vetted. Well, he didn't say quote-unquote, was vetted. And he shares a YouTube clip. All right, so let's check this out. Oh, this is going to be a touch quiet, okay? So let me crank up the volume. Oh, and by the way, this is a little bit obnoxious because it will not... Let me know, headphones users or people in general who can detect these things, whether the volume is consistent in both ears for this thing that I'm about to play. I'm curious whether it will go out to you as stereo, going heavier in one ear for Trump's voice and then heavier in the other ear for the reporter's voice. or whether it will be consistent for both. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Check this out. This is from Forbes breaking news. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Trump snaps at a reporter in a tirade about Afghan voting. And kids, don't say stupid too much. All right? Should I like it? I guess I'll like it.
Cuckoo. Something
Actually,
happened soon.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because
for
they
what
let
this
them in.
man did?
Are you stupid? Are you
No,
a
no.
stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go. We were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision. And we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake.
Yep.
But they were incompetent. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Very nice. Thank you, our greatest president, Trump.
Cuckoo.
So in my ears, it came in consistent on both ears. And let me see if I got any feedback from you guys in the YouTube chat. I don't really see anything other than Kevin Howe, one of my chief mods, who is falsely accused of hating JLP and Trump. He's fine. He loves Trump and he loves JLP. He loves everybody. He's a cultural Christian, even though he's pagan. But anyway, calling Trump rude. Trump is, what did he say? Pretty rude. Okay, so let me continue. You'll see the reporter in purple blue in her face as they all walked away. The face says it all, says Walking Roscoe. Okay, so let me get back to the popcorn chat. He bought this coffee. He was definitely ticked, alleges Popcorn, about Trump from this clip where Trump said, "Are you a stupid person?" And in my opinion, it was inappropriate to call her stupid. First, he asked a couple of times, "Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?" He didn't call her a stupid woman. Stupid person. Lori in the chat said, female reporter equals something stupid person. I had to approve it. Shout out, Lori, who is a woman herself and somewhat of a reporter herself in the Hake snake pit, maybe. Sounded excellent, says William. Thank you. All right, so inappropriate to call her stupid. You, Hake, don't even like to use that word. Wait. How do you know whether or not I like to use that word, stupid? So I would think you wouldn't think. No, I would think you wouldn't think that's appropriate. So you would think that I wouldn't think that Trump using that word in that context about that gal who was just asking questions is appropriate. She was asking about specific reporting indicating that the guy who'd shot the Capitol Police officers, no, not Capitol Police, National Guardsmen, even if it was a woman, it's a National Guardsman, all right? And rest in peace to that National Guardsman gal. She died. Was it true that, did I hear that lady, by the way, not to go too far off on this tangent, did that lady cop, young lady, who got shot, National Guard, did she say, "Oh, this is a waste of time being in D.C., in Washington, D.C.? So this Afghan, not the rug, so-called refugee or whatever he's supposed to be called, who overstayed his visa and then was he illegal and then he reapplied and he somehow got allowed by the Trump administration, whatever. Did she say she was wasting her time there? Or they were wasting their time being in D.C.? I don't know. But I could imagine a woman being all judgmental about her job. Sometimes you do stuff and it feels like a waste of time. Maybe it even is a waste of time in moments. I don't know. But anyway, this woman whom Trump called a stupid person, he did later call her a stupid person. You're just asking questions because you're a stupid person, said Trump. Indicating he was granted asylum under Trump's administration and he just unleashed. Yeah, and I'll tell you why in a second, Popcorn. Let me finish this Popcorn chat. To her credit, she didn't attack back. She just kind of took it. I ask in part because, as I mentioned before, when things are seen as okay for a president to do and get excused, the bar gets set, says Popcorn. Calling a reporter stupid like that is checked off as another, this is okay for the president to do, quote unquote, moment among all the people who take no issue with it, says Popcorn. Nice. And so Popcorn reminds me a little bit of that reporter, also known as a communist or a useful idiot for communism, a propagandist, well, actually, is there a sound in well? Well, actually, some people put a well. Actually, Trump, this was nobody's fault. It wasn't Biden's fault because you yourself, your administration yourself, vetted this guy. And Trump did explain, according to him, that there was a law that passed. This is the first I've heard of that there was a law that passed that made it almost impossible to unvet a formerly vetted person, or whatever he said, to get these people out of there once they're allowed in. I wanted to talk about it. No Hake Monday. I wasn't able to cover this yesterday. I was excited to cover this on the Hake Report. And you know what? Part of being stupid is denying or downplaying or well actually-ing or Reddit bro-ing away the reality, the direness of the situation. Because that Afghanistan situation, the reason that those Afghanistani people were brought over here was partly because of Biden's disaster, which was also Obama's disaster, which you could also say maybe even was partly W's disaster over in Afghanistan. I think W started us over in Afghanistan. And we were maybe doing okay in Afghanistan. I don't know why they went into Afghanistan. Obama tied the soldiers' hands behind their backs so they could hardly do anything to protect themselves. And so a lot of soldiers died. I don't know about Afghanistan specifically, but in maybe Iraq and other places, Obama had soldiers, American soldiers, dying like crazy compared with W. And then Biden, you know how Trump started to end the Afghanistan war, right? He wanted to end the endless wars in his first term. And then Biden said, oh, I'm going to pull him out. And it was a disastrous withdrawal. Americans got killed. Afghanistan people got killed. And the Taliban took over. Should the Taliban be running Afghanistan? I don't know. But it's a mess. And now they're complaining, oh, Taliban is violating women's rights and stuff like that. What did Artie Art say? If people were as honest as Trump was in that clip, America would be overrun by, would not be overrun by the radical homosexuals, gays, and Muslims running New York, immigrants and liberal females in suit jackets. Speak the blunt truth and forget your feelings. Yeah. it is out of control. And these women, female reporters and female-minded liberals are like, oh, it's nobody's fault. Biden didn't do wrong by bringing them over here. Why are you blaming Biden? You checked them out too. Not you personally, but you, the administration, checked him out too. He explained it. And he explained that it is a stupid, it was a, I don't know about her reasoning specifically, but in general, these people like to say, well, actually, to everything. Well, actually, JLP, there's not really an attack on white people. There's no genocide, right? Actually, people get in trouble for being mean to white people. Look at how these blacks get in trouble for saying stuff about white Jews. Lord have mercy. Yeah, would not be overrun. America would not be overrun. Says Art in the chat. Okay, so nice. And so this guy is all about policing the vernacular of Trump, like so many are, while these reporters are running interference and distraction and diversion and obfuscation and pretending like Biden wasn't a disaster when he was a disaster. Those people shouldn't have been brought over here. According to a report that I saw on Fox News, faux news, liberal, feminist, anti-racist, pro-radical gay Fox News, which is what they are. They're liberal. I like them, but they are liberal. According to reporting from them, the guy was a hitman hired by the CIA or given cash by the CIA to go and take out like ISIS or Taliban people or something like that. So he was a murderer, a mercenary, and he was brought over here because he helped. And according to the reporting that I heard, he had no social media presence. And what did he do? What possessed this man, this male, to move from Washington State, which is all the way over on the other side of the country, I do know that geography, to Washington, D.C., over here on this side, this other side of the country. Washington State is on my side of the country. Washington, D.C. is on, I should be pointing that way, y'all's side of the country, some of you guys over there. And he went over there. I don't know what he was doing over there when we didn't even want him over here. And why don't we send that boy home? Or why didn't we? Now we can't. We have to send him to prison and maybe even death penalty. What a mess, right? Because he killed a cop. He killed one of our National Guardsmen, and the other guy is fighting for his life. He shot two of them, ambushed them. Possessed by the devil. That wasn't a man who loved America, who was loyal to America. He never should have been here. Yes, a disaster. Yes, the quote-unquote Trump administration, and I don't know whether it was a liberal guy who vetted him or a conservative and he just didn't know. Maybe he got confused which Washington he lived at. I don't know whether it's kind of like that guy who shot Kate Steinle. I'm like, what possessed that illegal alien to shoot Kate Steinle over in, San Francisco? And then he got off for the shooting. Ex-CIA, yeah, he was a CIA hired thug, according to the report, murderer, killer. And because they hired him to kill bad guys, we keep on paying bad guys to kill other supposed bad guys. And they may be bad guys who killing bad guys. And then those bad guys turn around and kill us. And kill other innocent people. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Israel does it. America does it. We've heard the stories, all you Israel haters. You guys know about, I think even like the Israel subsidizes the Palestinian government, right? So you guys say, oh, Bibi gave money. Wait a minute. Whatever. Cancel. Oh. Bibi gave money to Hamas. And who knows if Bibi specifically did or wanted to or what. But it's not a good practice, all that stuff. Man, this looks terrible. I need to adjust this thing even more. Looking at the picture back here. So what a mess. Anyway, I feel like I'm going too long on this. But anyway, like you're well actually in policing Trump's language for calling her stupid when that is what she is. It's what she's doing. She's doing evil. She's running, which is either stupid as in evil, foolish, or stupid as in ignorant, foolish, which you're supposed to be a reporter, a journalist who sees the big picture. Trump sees the big picture better than these so-called journalists. And it's, the country is falling apart. It's being destroyed from within by the Biden types who wants the unrelenting stream of immigrants, non-whites, so we could become an absolute minority. It's not a bad thing. It's a source of our strength. That's Biden. Obama. And you want to complain about him calling her stupid. She is being stupid. Now, don't say that too much, kids. Trump knows when to say it and why to say it and how to say it. That doesn't mean you go around calling people stupid. But it's valid. You hear me all the time saying, don't say stupid too much. Keyword, not too much. You don't hear Trump saying stupid all the time. He says it judiciously. And I think his use of stupid was perhaps judicious. And calling him ticked, definitely ticked. Sometimes you can say something shocking and harsh and not be ticked. You don't know him. You don't know what was going on inside of him. He gave her a great answer. You want to hear it one more time? It sounded good to me, too. Acting like Trump put thought into the response. Listen to this response.
Something happens to him.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they
for
let
what
him
this man
in.
did?
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
Isn't that so fake? These people are saying, I'm just asking questions. He gave one great answer. They let them in.
And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in.
So that's another answer. They vetted them. You can't get them out once they come in. That's a well thought out answer.
And they came in, and they were unvetted. They were unchecked. There were many of them.
Wow.
And they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful.
Yep.
And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in. Wow. And they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole
total mess.
Afghanistan situation was a mess.
This is the big picture, and he goes to the big picture. He gives one good answer about Biden, two, a good answer about the Trump administration, and three, the big overarching answer that it's a mess.
Never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go. We were
talk about leaving Afghanistan.
We're going to go out with strength and dignity and precision, and we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles.
Wow. That was a whole reason why some people voted for Trump in this third run for president, Trump's third run for president in 2024. Liberals outraged at this evil Afghanistan pullout. I hate that you can't use these words, by the way. Anyway, that's a side note. they turn everything dirty. But anyway, yeah, we should have kept that thing. It would have taken minimal effort, minimal lives at risk to keep that place.
But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made it terrible.
And that's a bigger picture. That's even bigger picture is the whole policy of Obama, Biden, and the people before him was letting these people, bringing in so-called refugees. Trump greatly reduced the number of refugees coming in. He didn't put it to zero, but he very, very limited. That's called being reasonable. Better than reasonable, or nicer than reasonable. Nicer than some of you guys would be. 13 service members dead, says Lori, reminds us about Biden's disaster, which is Obama's disaster, really. Very nice. So, yes, that was a very well thought out response. One, stupid. That's hit him with the reality check. Two, Biden let him in. Oh, one, Biden let him in. Two, stupid. Three, they made it hard for us to get him out of there. Four, Afghanistan never should have happened the way it went down. And five, they've been letting people in by the thousands and millions, I heard. So very nice work, Trump. In your face, popcorn. Popcorn. Don't you see, or do you see, that America is kind of in tatters? Because I guess he doesn't see it. Because a lot of people, it's like me trying to I was very distracted this morning trying to argue with Grok. Lord have mercy. You better get over this anger stuff. Hold on. Oh, no, that was Xmas Christmas, okay? Side note. Oh, no. What the Hake? Where's my Morgan Wallen thing? No. How come you don't know? Where are you? Where's my recent stuff? Wow, so you don't have anything? Lord have mercy. Don't look at my Grok search history, guys. Oh, man. I thought that I took over my thing. Oh, well, I don't have it. It's not important. I was arguing with Grog. I would just as soon forget the argument, honestly. Because these people are... Grok is a useful idiot for communism. Just FYI, side note. Kind of like a popcorn. He's all into... Oh, by the way, if you read the comments... There's Hake's complaining about the audio. I love how he calls the media stupid, says Michael. They came in on big planes. I can't believe we have a president who talks to anyone like that. And there's 41 replies because, people who say stupid things. Rest in peace, soldier. Yeah. Oops. I had already liked that. He's ticked. Rightfully so. Don't say pissed, kids. It's almost like the one auto pen had no clue what the other auto pen was doing. Somebody. Look who is calling someone stupid. It's like people are very dense about the brilliance and reality check that Trump is bringing to the country. This is why I love boomers so much, because especially boomers like JLP, like Trump. I could picture JLP saying, your mama. Yes, she's a boomer too. But Trump is an even better boomer than even my mother, if that's possible. And so too is JLP. They have the reality of the situation in check. Since I'm on these super chats, Mike, coffees. And then I'll get to your calls. Lord, listen, Hake. If you're going to get Don't say this word, kids. Drunk on a Sunday afternoon after church. You need to be at work on Monday anyway. Eye roll emoji. That's not what happened. But thank you, Mike. Or actually, I won't disclose whether that's what happened or not. Okay? I won't disclose. But no, that's not what happened. I won't comment, but yes, I did have a call with Maduro, said Trump. I'm not going to comment, though. Jermaine, perhaps in Canada. Hey, James, 007, sharpshooter, golden gun who never misses, short shooter. Don't call me short. I'm above average, especially now that we have all these immigrants, these Asians and short Hispanics coming in. I'm above average. I wonder if the average was taller before. Probably. Must have been. Welcome back. Itachi, each of us lives dependent and bound by our individual knowledge. All that is what we call reality. However, both knowledge and awareness are equivocal. One's reality might be another's illusion. We all live inside our own fantasies. What do you think? I'm not familiar with this Itachi person, but it's an interesting quote there, sir. Let me search it. Pardon my knocking of this thing. I feel like this is a little low. The quote is a famous philosophical statement made by the character Itachi Uchiha from the anime and manga series Naruto Shippuden. Hopefully that's not a bad word. The quote is, each of us lives dependent and bound by our own individual knowledge. All that is what we call reality. However, both knowledge and awareness are equivocal. One's reality might be another's illusion. We all live inside our own fantasies. You are your world. This statement reflects themes of subjective perception and in the nature of reality within the context of the series. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, some people live closer to reality. Guys who've overcome this ego liberal mumbo jumbo intellectualism, like Trump and JLP and Jesus and God. They're closer to reality. They're in reality, one might even say. So we all, meaning basically all of us, yep, facts. Thank you. I like that. It's kind of like what JLP was saying in church with Jesse Lee Peterson. When was that? A couple of days ago now. About the people who think their thinking is the only way to think. And when that thinking is disagreed with or threatened or opposed, it's offense and outrage. And so they think they think they're the ones in reality and everybody else is not. I saw this discussion between some competitors of mine, a couple of former guests on the JLP show, an uncle and a nephew, very far left liberal extremist immigrants, if you will, or anchor babies, I'm not sure. One of them is a guy about my age, a little older actually, married, conservative Muslim turned liberal Muslim guy, not a serious Muslim. And the other one, I don't know if he's Muslim or not, but he's full-blown socialist. And they're discussing these supposed right-wingers who are American patriots, also competitors of mine. And the younger guy, more immature, is like very quick to use the term grifter. Have you ever heard me unironically use that word? I don't think you've ever heard me use that word grifter unless I was very argumentative with somebody. And even then, I don't think that I've used that word grifter because it's, for one, you sound dumb saying that word. To me, in my judgmental mind. That's where my judgmental mind goes. Now, you guys, if that's a word, judgmental minds might say, you might throw around the term grifter very loosely. But it has to do with just being about getting money and views and hopping on what's popular and going with that and whatever. And so people will call anybody a grifter. And that's because the more immature person is going to think is more likely to think so obviously and throw away people's perceptions as just grifting, being fake. When sometimes those people are just totally projecting and they're the fakest people ever. That's the false pride. What a mess. Jim in Alaska gave a coffee. Yep, $3. Smiley face. Yeah, $3 coffees over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Welcome back, Hake. Thank you, Jim in Alaska. Thank you, sir. That's cool. Very kind. And did you know that over on Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube doesn't get any of that? Whereas YouTube does get some of this when I go over here. Oh, good. Thank you, Jim in Alaska. Oh, Lord. Be quiet. Be quiet, Hake. Be quiet after the fact, Hake. And Carver says, you see, uh-oh. What does this mean? The IRA video? Oh, yeah, I did see that, Carver. Carver's asking me if I saw the IRA video. Based/typical Irish. Oh, boy. Carver, you got to be Irish, huh? I feel like I did see that. X.com/ You know what? I feel like switching from... Maybe if I went over here. It looked like a popcorn replied to my thing. Did I like it? What did I... What? See, this is the problem when I have a personal account and then I have my show account, and I can't keep track. Lord. You see JLP as a Indian chief. Oh, this is a nice thing. Trump posted Happy Thanksgiving. Now, what account am I? But that wasn't IRA. Let's see. Irish video militant. I don't know if that's even the right thing. Yeah. This is the thing. Hopefully it doesn't cuss. These Irish like to cuss a lot. Check this out.
To the people.
They look like ISIS people. Okay, so there's some tough looking, maybe, athletic build, somewhat, Irishmen perhaps in front of an Irish flag. That's not a Mexican flag. That's oranger than the red of the Mexican flag or whatever. I don't know. And it's not Italy either. I don't know my flags, but it's Ireland, I think. And they're standing, they have guns on the table and wearing ski masks and hoods and all black, although this guy could be doxxed. And they didn't disguise the voice.
Of Newry morning down. We, the New Republican movement, have watched their councillors and MLAs over the past 12 months. The level of disrespect shown to the people who put you into power, this cannot be ignored any longer. We are proud men of Ireland. We are patriots. Your policies and decision-making in regards to flooding our communities with undocumented military-aged men is not acceptable. We will not sit back any longer and watch our culture and religion destroyed by the people we put in power.
So they move on to threaten these it seems like threaten not the military, threaten the politicians. It doesn't seem right. New Republican movement, not IRA, right?
Also, the sexual indoctrination of our children in schools has not went unnoticed either. The New Republican movement will take immediate action against anyone who threatens our ways of life and the safety of our women and children.
I don't know, man.
We have your addresses and known your movement.
Wow, it's saying we have your addresses. We know where you live.
Every one of you are legitimate targets as of...
Every one of you are legitimate targets. That doesn't seem right, man. A new Irish militant group supposedly, right, calling itself New Republican Movement, announced their formation. And it's 3 guys. 2 guys standing guard, one with a little shotgun thing, another with another pistol, another guy with a pistol on the table wearing his blue plastic gloves, and this guy's reading from a little 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper thing that was previously folded up. Typical sloppy Irish.
Today, the New Republican movement,
Shout out.
the 28th of 11/25.
So I understand and agree with probably every single complaint that this guy has, but what he doesn't realize, if this is even real, which I don't know if it is you're just inviting, oh, please crack down on us, on we the white Irish, if Irish are even white. You're not laughing. How come you're not laughing, Irishmen, women, gals? You're only inviting crackdown on it. It's ridiculous. And the Irish are squirrely and fighting type of people. The fighting Irish, right? That's not good. Because they don't know how to fight the real righteous way. So they're going to this. Do you follow what's happening? They're threatening these people who are a threat to the country. It's like Trump, you know how Trump calls the mainstream media what they are, the enemy of the people? That woman who is just asking questions about Biden and stuff, an enemy of the people. But the answer is not to do harm to the enemy of the people, but rather expose them. What does it say? Do not have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds done in darkness, but rather expose them. Meaning, something like this. Have no fellowship. But what they've fallen to is fellowship with the fruitless deeds done of darkness, because that's like murder and assassination type stuff. Here's your KJV, right? Is that the KJV one that I'm clicking on? Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. Yes, the Irish need to be more Judeo-Christian. Having no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, Ephesians 5:10 through 12. But rather reprove them, whatever reprove means. Hopefully this comes back. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. I like that thing, this whole thing. I reference it all the time, right? Here. Shame. But you guys love to talk about the things supposedly done in secret. Sickos. But all things are reproved. What is reproved? Define. Oh, come on. How slow are you? Did it get... Never mind, I don't care. No, it's bothering me. Define, reprove. See if it comes up. Nah, whatever. Let's go back to the other translations. If I go back over here. No. Reprove is kind of like a rebuke, probably. Or something like that. Why are you guys all King James only people? Let me go to some normal translation. Let me go to the liberal, like NIV or something. New American Standard is probably respected by a lot of people, right? New American Standard Bible. Real fast. Okay. Lord, have mercy. As you try to learn see that no one deceives you with empty words, because of these things, the wrath of God comes upon the sons of disobedience. Do not become partners with them. You were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light. The fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. Like what Trump is doing. As you try to learn what's pleasing to the Lord, do not participate in the useless deeds of darkness, like threatening and killing, if that's even true, right? Because I don't even believe that necessarily. Nor do I disbelieve it, because I could believe it, but I could also disbelieve it. Instead, expose them. Yeah, see, expose them. Trump is exposing them by being the light. But they're exposing themselves as dark as the people who are overrunning and destroying their country and their children. It is disgraceful even to speak of the things done by them in secret. See? But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light. Everything becomes visible is light. This reason it says, "Awake, O sleeper, arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Isn't that nice? Careful how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of your time because the days are evil. Don't be foolish. Understand what the will of the Lord is. Don't get drunk with wine, in which there is debauchery. People use the word debauchery and like it's cute nowadays, but be filled with the Spirit. And then blah, 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 speaking and singing and blah, 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 melody in your hearts to the Lord. Do. Nice, huh? But no. So, whatever, Carver. Okay, let me get back over here. Wow, how far? Carver. IRA. What is the IRA even anyway? And why is my... Let's find out. Hey, reprove. Maybe it will find it now. Reprove. Reprimand or censure someone. Yeah, so I reprove you, IRA. No. Where's IRA Irish? Right? Irish Republican Army groups that have fought for a united independent Ireland, often using violence and terrorism against British forces. Yeah, the Brits always been liberal? Communist suckers? Just destroying themselves and everyone else, trying to force the destruction of everybody else? Now, is that even what you're talking about there, Carver? That's what you were talking about, right? Based/typical Irish. Thank you, man. Okay, let me get back, quote unquote, to the calls. A year later, Garrett in New Hampshire is on the line over here. Garrett, how's it going?
Good morning, James. All is well.
Nice.
How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
You have a good Turkey Day?
I did.
Excellent. Glad to hear. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the phrase, "the eyes are a window to the soul," relating to some of the topics you talked about, Trump and some other people that you showed on the clips. If you look at, this is going to sound a little judgy, but it may be misconstrued, but looking at the body posture and the way that Trump talks to people, he's calm, collected in the way that he delivers his explanations. And a lot of the other people in the clips, they really seem unhinged, uneasy, unsure about things. And relating that to the eyes are a window to the soul, if you actually look at how Trump is presenting these things, he is not judging, I guess you could say, would sum it up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I totally get you. I'm with you on that. Trump is genuine, actually quite gentle with that gal, the reporter, for example. He's real, and he's unshakable.
Yeah.
He's not malicious, vindictive, petty. Remember Obama? Totally petty, malicious.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've seen a couple clips of Obama, and I've had a couple of people ask me questions when they asked what I was, unsure of Obama or didn't like about him. And I wouldn't say I didn't like him. I try to, hold love for everybody. And Obviously
and how
just
do you try to do that? How do you
I
try
guess
to
those-
love everybody?
I'm still working on myself.
I know what you mean. Everybody tries to do that, but there is no try. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. You called me
Yeah.
out on that one.
No, but go ahead. But what do you
It's
say about what do you tell them about Trump about Obama when they ask you that?
he just seems disingenuous.
Right, disingenuous.
Like it's I guess you could say snake-like. When you look at somebody and when you look at Trump, he looks like he's looking at people. He looks like he's looking to the people.
Right.
When you see Obama's eyes and the way that he talks to some people, he looks like he's looking through them and trying to, I guess, convince them of something. I don't know. It's just something about the way that people look at people that you can see that they're not looking at them. They're looking through them at something else that they're trying to convince, trying to like stir up that thing inside of them.
Interested.
And it's a certain amount of intensity. Like the intensity is different. When Trump looks at somebody, he looks at them like he's actually talking to them, like he's actually trying to understand, get through to them and understand them. When Obama looks at certain people, he looks like he's looking at them with intimidation, I guess you could say. And that's why I was saying that this might seem a little bit judgmental, but I'm just kind of calling how I see it.
Yeah. The way that one of the ways that I thought of as you were speaking was Trump will talk some sense into you if you will have it. Whereas
he doesn't look at.
Whereas
Sorry.
Obama will try to talk you out of your senses, make you forget maybe may even make you forget what the question was. He'll deceive you like these reporters, so-called journalists and politicians do.
Well, everybody knows what the crazy eyes are. When you have somebody that's looking at you with the crazy eyes, where their face doesn't seem relaxed and actually focused on something, you can tell that they're having certain things going on in their mind, that they're trying to drive you towards something that is going to work for them. And they don't realize that, they're not driving you towards what works for them. They're driving you towards something that works for the bad. And Trump seems focused.
Yeah.
Where others seem direct on getting their point across, I guess.
Nice. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
It's cool hearing from you, Garrett, in New Hampshire.
Thank you very much, James. Have a nice day.
All right. You as well. Let's see what we have over here, guys. I shouldn't say guys too much, right? Oh, just perusing this stuff. If we mosey on down to the HakeReport.com and check out what was in the news. Today, on Commie Nonsense, on other platforms, it's cold out. Watch out for the hazardous travel. Bomb cyclone, whatever that is. I feel like we learned that word not long ago. Bomb cyclone. They don't want to tell you what it is. What is a bomb cyclone? A powerful, rapidly intensifying storm caused by a sudden and significant drop in atmospheric pressure. So when the pressure drops, it kind of invites, it invites all the mess to swoop in. Explosive cyclogenesis. where a low pressure system strengthens explosively. I guess that's what that means. Okay, but I don't want to get too carried away with that. So watch out, immigration crackdown happening in Louisiana. I heard like something like 3% of New Orleans, if you like. Some of you don't like. 3% are illegal. That's so wild to me. I mean, it is the cities. And they think, oh, that's a small percentage. Why are you focusing on that? I think while they're at it, they can deal with the crime too, though. Because there's pretty bad black crime. Tends to be black, I think, in New Orleans. Very black area. Shout out to the blacks. I went there one time. Or Gretna or Greta or whatever, I don't know. Gut those houses with the church I was attending. So a little group from our church went and gutted those houses in our Tyvek suits. It was so nasty. Gutting houses in New Orleans after Katrina. Let's see if we have like some pictures. Because you would walk in and the moss or mold or whatever line, you see the lines along the walls, it would be like waist high or taller. And I don't know if these are water lines where the water went up that high because it's down in the lowlands, right? And basically you had to tear out the drywall or plaster or whatever the walls were made of, strip them down, cut it down to the studs, you know, the 2x4 thingamajiggers. And you had to be wearing a one of those masks that those people do with the pink filter things. And you had a head-to-toe jumpsuit, Tyvek jumpsuit, to protect yourself from the mold or whatever stuff may arise. And you're sweating up a storm because it's humid and you're working and you're in this full-blown suit. I had at one point, my buddy, one of my Mexican friends, gave me one of these wallet things, just basically a zipper pouch that was black and colored cloth. And it was where I kept my wallet, and it stained all my cash and my cards because of the sweat. TMI. But interesting. And we slept in a big old, and it was lit the whole time, as I recall, a big old like gymnasium gym. Woo. Flew over there. So anyway, nice. Yeah, look at that. Disaster strikes, and these homes are like submerged. Why did I start talking about? Oh, Lord. Talking about that. Oh, New Orleans. Yeah. These do-gooders, you know? Yeah. Venezuela. It's interesting about Venezuela. Because I don't know where well, you don't have to stand anywhere, right, on Venezuela. President Trump and little Marco Rubio has had it out for Venezuela for quite some time, Maduro specifically. We haven't liked Venezuela for a long time. We don't like to go to those Valero gas stations because that's Venezuelan oil gasoline over here. And plus, I don't like that color green anyway that well. And I like green, although I don't like this green of this greenish back screen. But in Venezuela, it looks like they're getting ready to replace Maduro. And was it really a fake election? I don't like the notion of meddling because we've meddled in the wrong way so much. But Trump's meddling tends to be more righteous of meddling. So I'm a little bit more trusting of him. And he does it in a way that's actually looking out for our interests and manly and do it right. And, you know, trusting the men, hopefully, to make manly decisions Whoever would have thought of striking these drug boats? I wonder if that was Trump's idea. You know how Trump has these ideas, and sometimes other that you wouldn't normally think of. Because I didn't think of Doge, but he brought in Doge for a while, which is now closed down. But I hope they continue to shrink the government. And he's doing these hitting these drug boats, alleged drug boats, but I tend to trust him. Even the reporting talks about, oh, these are fishermen, but they knew that their family admits they knew that they were shipping drugs. So they were bad hombres. And then people make up, oh, they were under threats and whatever. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But as interventionism goes, I don't like that there's a lot of establishment support, because there is some establishment support for this. And I'm not a fan of like the Wall Street Journal, Rhino outlet, running propaganda. Oh, they're sending stuff over to Africa and Europe. But it's interesting. Shout out. And I have no ill will against Maduro. And I didn't like what they did to old Gaddafi. Dictators aren't the worst thing in the world, all right? I get the dictators, like, supposedly a bad thing. There's worse things than dictatorships. You can be a good or bad dictator, kind of like you can be a good or bad slave owner, slave master. Right? Right, I say. And I heard that it wasn't that great under Libya, but it's even worse now. It's kind of like, you guys claim that apartheid was all bad. It's worse now for everybody, I think. Evil. So we'll see what happens. I remember Anomaly showed back in 2019 or so, Trump, or 2020 maybe even, Trump did this State of the Union thing where he brought in Juan Guaido, whatever that guy's name was, Guaido, and he went and waved, and he looked kind of dignified, even if he was a young guy. I don't know if he really was the rightful winner of the Venezuela election. I don't know. And then also there's this guy Bolsonaro who's getting persecuted. And I was never full-blown for Bolsonaro because I don't pay attention. But it's a mess going on in this whole here world. It's ridiculous, these people. Now, I also don't know about this double tap strike. I'm a soft-hearted, sensitive, liberal, communist. I, too, think like a woman. And I'm like, oh, they survived the attack. Well, good luck to you. Let them live. And then the men who are doing their manly jobs that are not for the faint, we the laymen, faint of heart, they do know you got to take them all the way out. Shoot them again down. Which allegedly that happens according to the Washington Compost. And they call it a war crime. Or people are pretending that it is. And how is it a war crime to finish the job? The job was to take out the boat and the people on board, I guess. The people on board survive? Is that good or is that not good? What do we do? You finish them off? There were enemies. They seem like there were enemies if they are enemies. Do you finish them off? I'm glad that's not my job. We sensitive babies, women basically, we women aren't used to this manly stuff. It seems like a war crime. Like Big Bump says, war is hell. Big Bump, the third favorite. You guys, Cesar's third favorite guest or co-host. War is terrible. But sometimes you have to do rough, tough, decisive, manly stuff. Even King David, according to the Bible, under God's orders, killed people. And you're not supposed to kill, but there's a time to kill. But these same people are all about the genocide of the whites. And therefore, they downplay and ignore the attack on the white farmers. They ignore, some of them didn't like, some of these consistent liberals, if you will. Some of us consistent liberals, not me. Obama supporters did not like Obama droning people. He was bragging about being good at droning people. Even he droned a quote-unquote American citizen who was supporting ISIS, allegedly, or something like that. I don't remember. And you know they're trying to get the military not to support or obey Trump and his administration. They want to do all this testimony mess. Sure, whatever. You're going to do what you're going to do. Venezuela, a mess. News. Venezuela. You know, you can call in 1-888-775-3773. I'm not used to being on air. It's been a few days, okay? So I need to take a quick break, if you don't mind. So let me play something for you guys and be right back in a minute, if you don't mind. And even if you do mind, I'll be right back in a minute. And let's play some John Parfit. Actually, let's do better than John Parfit because it is Xmas Christmas music, and we all love this stuff, right? I think we do. Let's play some Phil Hahn and Steve Johnson Christmas music. Be right back, guys. Hopefully this is long enough.
What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? Whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. Why lies he in such mean estate, where ox and ass are feeding? Good Christians fear, for sinners hear, the silent word is pleading. Nails, spears shall pierce him through, the cross be borne for me, for you. Hail, hail, the Word made flesh, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Isn't this nice? What child is this?
So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, come peasant king to own him. The King of Kings salvation brings, let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise the song on high, the virgins sing
Oh, let me do the original. Songs of... Thank you to Phil Hahn and Steve Johnson. Very nice. I shared the Dropbox link in the YouTube chat. This is healing music, says Kevin. Right? More music like this. Okay sign. Or white power sign. I disclaim. All right. Very nice. Thank you kindly for bearing with me. Oh Holy Night is my fave, says Just Real Ang. I don't disclose whether or not my favorite band is Nickelback, but let me plow back into the news and keep it moving. All right, so in Asia, there's some crazy flooding, heavy rainfall, cyclone. So there's storms are blowing around. Very nice. I mean, not nice, but it was rough. Watch out. U.S. health policy. We did not commemorate World AIDS Day. I'm just going to shake my head at that. Trump envoy, Steve Witkoff, going to meet with Putin. Hope that goes well. Gas dipping below $3. You're welcome from Trump. Costco suing the government. I started to tell you guys about that. Warehouse club operator. Which do you prefer, Costco or Sam's Club? They're both liberal commie capitalists, I say. But where their support, I support them. For morally support them, whatever that means. Ongoing tariff saga. Oh, okay. Well, I support the tariffs too, though. I don't know. Maybe there's some fine-tuning the tariffs can undergo. Diddy, whose side are you on? Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs? I'm finally you guys are breaking me down. I don't like using the term Diddy. It's a shame that you guys, you black people with your stylish names, all juvenile, making us whites use your names, your rap names or whatever your names are, for like you're like a real person. I mean, you are a real person, but can't we be grown men? Anyway, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs fighting to keep Netflix from releasing a docuseries about the embattled music mogul. And Netflix is propaganda. All right? Documentaries, ever since probably before even that. Who did Bowling for Columbine? That fat liberal guy. Shout out. I like him. Michael Moore. This guy's called a documentary, a film director, producer, screenwriter, and author. Frequently addresses various social, political, and economic things. 71 years old, born in Flint, Michigan. 6 foot. Wow. Married 1991 to 2014 to a gal named Kathleen, formerly Glenn, I guess. Got an Academy Award for the best documentary. But he did these so-called documentaries, right? They called it a documentary. Bowling for Columbine, which I don't remember what has to do maybe with mass shootings and the right to carry guns. Fahrenheit 9/11, drama smearing W and stuff like that. Sicko, I forget what that is. Something to do with the military. Roger and Me, I forget what that is. Wow, 89. Where to Invade Next? Hadn't heard of that one. Fahrenheit 11/9. I don't know. But yeah, a whole lot of like propaganda. Oh, we like some socialist things. Basically, socialist, communist propaganda. And he's kind of a hit and miss, but he is American. But he's one of those Americans who's kind of an anti-American American. But that's what ever since him, we have not liked nor trusted documentaries. I will get back to your super chats. Thank you, guys and gals. Oh, nor docu-series. It's propaganda. It just is. And Netflix, remember the Netflix CEO and his wife, I always mention it all the time. That guy and gal are basically George Soros. They donated to the Black Lives Matter former Republican turned full-blown communist George Gascon for DA over in LA County or LA whatever over here. LADA. So what a mess. Don't trust your stuff. I too am a tender-hearted woman like the rest of you. I didn't like seeing Sean Combs roughing that gal around in that thing, but that's not what he's charged for. It's just to make him look bad, which he did look bad, I guess. You know, we're judgmental people. We don't like seeing an emotional picture of a woman getting pushed around. Well, I will. And El Chapo son pleading guilty. Whoa. U.S. drug trafficking charges. All right, so that's that for the news, at least on Commie Nonsense Network. Like, oh, what's his name said, I get, wow. North Korea's capital is described as a modern Pyonghattan. You guys talking about Manhattan Beach being Manhattan, New York, confusing it, right? Because I called it Manhattan. I didn't finish the word, Manhattan Beach. I heard that there's a Fonthattan instead of Fontucky, Fontana, Fonthattan, California, like Fontucky or really Fontana. Let's see if you understand me. Manhattan Beach and No. I didn't ask you about Manhattan Beach. Fonthattan, as in Manhattan, is... Manhattan Beach is a wealthy coastal enclave, while Fontana is an inland, so-called working-class city with an industrial history and a more diverse suburban present. The two cities are socioeconomically and geographically distinct. Fontucky nickname. The nickname was coined decades ago to describe a perceived rural blue-collar, white, I think, population reminiscent of parts of Kentucky, reflecting an older, more backwoods stereotype of the area. Many residents consider the term outdated today and inaccurate due to the area's diverse demographics and new developments in North Fontana. I went to Fontana once, and it was to see some of my Latino friends' cousins. And they're, working, I don't like the term class, but working Latinos, Hispanics, I forget whether they were Guatemalan or Mexican. And it was a drive out to Fontana. But now somebody on Reddit called it Fonthattan. Anyway, so yeah, Pyongyang, Pyonghattan. Pyonghattan is a nickname for Pyongyang, North Korea's capital. Very nice. Hey, shout out. I don't know. It's a showcase capital to present a modern face to the world, Whereas the reality is it's a mess over there, I suppose, maybe. And Manhattan is a fancy upscale, right? Is Manhattan fancy? The most densely populated, geographically smallest of the 5 boroughs in New York City. Get a rope. Oh, see, now there's teens meanwhile in LA area, teens in a violent Hermosa Beach attack 17 hours ago, linked to Manhattan Beach Middle School. See, we're having a lot of riffraff around here, even in Manhattan Beach and beautiful Hermosa Beach. Hermosa literally means beautiful, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, yeah, you can close that door. That's fine. Remarkable women. It's KTLA 5. Go out of here. At least some of the 5 juvenile males between the ages of 13 and 15 years old arrested in connection with the violent assault of a man in Hermosa Beach. They attended Manhattan Beach Middle School, whatever that means. I think that's something like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, maybe? This is not a familiar term to me that much. In an unprovoked November 21st attack unfolded, which means that they're like, oh yeah, 13, 15, okay. 8 p.m. in an alley. See, this is, you can't even be at, 8 p.m. is not late, but it's late enough to be dark and even in broad daylight. Man carrying a pizza box, walking down the alley. Several, at least a few, teens attacked him. A 56-year-old man not identified. What a mess. They beat him with the pizza box. That's not funny, okay? Even though I'm laughing a little bit. But stomping and kicking, that's not right. Terrible. So, they're bringing crime, and they're not right. So, nice. Let me read these super chats before too long, but I want to catch up with this stuff. News, Pyonghattan, Manhattan Beach, Fonthattan, Manhattan, New York City. All right. The preferred term is best Korea, states Carver. Very nice. Childish Cash states American flag. We love the energy and the good hair. Hang loose with a nicely tanned hand, showing some support. Hang loose sign is the thumb out and the pinky out, and it means hang loose. It's not to be confused with the devil or I love you, evil, fake love. Thank you, Hake, USA. Thank you, Childish Cash. And I wish that YouTube would fix this thing. And look at that. It's going to give somebody a stroke if they're sensitive. What does this say? Walking Roscoe says American flag emojis. Right on. Sandwich. That's nice. And let me just refresh over here because Popcorn did indeed give a follow-up, as did other people. Carver. So if I move down here, okay. Let's hear Popcorn's response to my response to his response to Trump's response to that woman's, don't say this word too much, kids, but I'll say foolishness, so you don't have to even think about it. But stupidity. It seems like you blended a bunch of unrelated things into your response to my coffee. There was a lot of leaps in logic and grasping at straws, so claims Popcorn. Why do you suggest that kids not use the word stupid? What's wrong with it? Because when you make a habit out of it, Popcorn, which Trump has a good control of his tongue, actually. When you make a habit out of saying stupid, you lose consciousness and you say foolish things. You got to tame the tongue. Taming the tongue. It's in the book of James. It's in the Bible. And unlike us kids, Trump is a man and he does not have that habit. Okay, so that's why I say that. What would have been the right way for her to ask about the reporting from the current DOJ and on the vetting and the asylum claim that was granted? Let's see. She could have asked why they approved it. She could have asked why they approved it. Because she asked, why do you blame the Trump administration if your administration let this guy stay? Right? That's what she asked. Your administration said that he was thoroughly vetted, whatever that means. And your administration could mean some dumb liberal whom they can't fire or they haven't fired yet, you know? Doesn't mean anything. or the IG, Inspector General. Inspector General. Okay, so anyway, that will make it clearer how you view it, because Biden should never have botched that thing. That is very related. And Biden, which is the Obama administration all over again, right? When I say Biden, I'm not blaming Biden. Biden didn't know what was going on, and you don't blame Biden for being evil because he's evil, and everybody knew that he was evil, and they elected him anyway. And so anyway, I guess you can blame Biden for that a little bit. That will make it clearer how you view it. Yeah, you can ask, who let him stay? Yes, Biden is to blame for bringing him in the first place. He never should have been brought in here. But her thing was, oh, it's nobody's fault. If anything, it's your fault. That was what it seemed to be pushing. I'll look into the law or rule he mentioned about not being able to deny claims, says Popcorn. Nice. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Right on. It's funny that you didn't look into it in the first place, if you're so interested in. But no, you want to police his language when is he the only one around to police the media? The media out of control. Do you disagree, Popcorn, that the media is the enemy of the people? They really are. My goodness. It's like so often the mother is the enemy of the family. When she is left going into her head, the mama spirit, or your mind, your own thoughts are the enemy of you. That's what that reporter's role is, being the enemy of America. Why do you blame the disaster of the Biden administration? Nice. Okay, so the words, why kids shouldn't say it too much, keyword too much, and whatever, nice. All right, close enough. Carver says, that's Carver, right? Yeah. No, that's Cesar or Cesar. Lord. Coffee, Cesar. Sup, Hake, welcome back. First off, I'm going to sound like you for a bit. Is it ISIS or ISIS? Is it Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda to falling. Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda. Is it Taliban or towel band? Like a band of people with towels. Okay, I'm done messing around. Now come clean, Hake. You had a hot date yesterday, didn't you? Laughing face with tears coming out. I don't disclose. I can tell because you said show while doing your intro today. You were trying to sound all show. You were trying to sound all manly instead of using the wimpy voice. LM blank O. I am only joking, my friend. LOL. Lots of laughs out loud, with tears coming out. Lastly, Popcorn soft keg. Stop being a mama. Ask stupid questions. You'll get a harsh response. Trump was right to shut that beep down. That's all from me. Have a safe week, everyone. Tan celebration hand. Tan strong arm. Just call me Mike. Earn. Except less tan and smaller and less fit, less disciplined. And nicer to our favorite Jewish YouTube bodybuilder tipster advice guy. And tan thumbs up emoji. Nice, thank you, Cesar or Cesar. And sorry, Carver, I can't read. You see a word and you just say something and it's just completely off. JLP does it. My goodness. Sometimes. Wow, isn't that picture nice? This is over on this from the skim. Don't you like the look of telephone wires and telephone poles and power lines and power pole things, structure or whatever? and the sunset or sunrise, perhaps, and the reflections off the sky on this beautiful globe atmosphere, also known as a firmament. Isn't that nice? I love it. I really do. Electric bills are the new eggs. You know how eggs got all expensive from the ladies at the Skim? Eggflation seems to be in the rear view. Eggs are affordable again. And they say to leave them kind of sunny side up or whatever and not too overly cooked. Leave the yolk runny. That's better cholesterol for you, for your brain or something like that. And I don't buy that. Or I fine, but I'm not going to do that because I like my eggs. If I eat eggs, which I do, which I won't disclose how much, scrambled, and I almost want to say well done. But well done kind of indicates that there's some browning on it, and it doesn't have to be browned. But I like them not to be slimy or runny or... I'm picky. Just call me fittified. I'm resisting the urge to look that word up. But electricity costs are up now. Thanks, Obama. Remember when Obama was like, the electric bill's gonna necessarily skyrocket? Ridiculous. Because they went after coal, which coal helps our electricity to work, I think. And then there's also nuclear, which they're paring down on the nuclear because people don't have the discipline to keep nuclear safe, which it should be safe and clean and everything. One expert, that's what I heard, right? 26 states, the price to keep the power on is risen fat. And people aren't paying their bills either. People are bums. And it's not right. Get a hold of ourselves, right? Get a hold of yourself. Shameful. That's what I keep hearing in the news. People are falling behind on their power bills. One expert told the AP far-left extremists the utility bill is the new cost of eggs. They blame AI data centers, updates to the energy grid. Remember the 2021 disaster in Texas, Tejas, where it was all cold and they had like solar and stuff and they hadn't updated and upkept stuff, and they just don't hire good people who do good maintenance a lot of the times now, and just the quality of the people, the quality of the worker, the quality of the leader is awful. Seems like it might be worse than ever. But the point is, whether it's worse or not, it's ridiculous. While I'm here, let me transfer you, make the redirect for old, what's his name? Not too old, but let's see here. American Anchor Baby is going to be coming up. I almost tricked him into guest hosting the Hake Report yesterday. And so my apologies. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. All right. It was, don't ask, but it was not good. I don't see a Anchor Baby scheduled. Let me just, YouTube, Nick Streams. Yeah, okay, let me check Rumble, American Anchor Baby. I don't see him scheduled in either thing. Let me message him. Big Bump says, to the white community, I apologize for making you call me Big Bump, BIGGBUMP, but the haters will dox. I wasn't even thinking of you. That's so funny. Big Bump. But yeah, imagine Big Bump. Yeah, I know. And doxing, I stand with the Asmodors who remain, meaning the ilk of Asmodor and his ilk, if you will, who are pro-anonymity Be anonymous. I'm not talking about anonymous, the liberals. I'm talking about anons. You have a right to be on X and be anonymous, hopefully, right? I know that Elon wants to get rid of that, but I think that there is value in anonymity because a lot of people don't have the spirit of the freedom of speech, in which, or the spirit of Christianity. Okay, cool, nice. Thank you, Anchor Baby. I'm glad you. It helps when Anchor Baby listens to the show, huh? A little bit, at least has it on kind of in the background, because now he's scheduled. Do. Let me go over there. I don't see it yet on the live thing. Nice, I do see it. I want to be first. Hit like and go click first. Hey, Cloud Bops, you were close. You might have gotten me. Let me refresh and see whether you beat me. I'm looking over here. I think I did. I won. I won you. I beat you. All right. We already know Big Bump is Dr. Ben Carson's son. Nothing to dox, says Johnny Tsunami. Okay, so let me see if I can set the redirect to go. Customization. Redirect. American Anchor Baby. Yes. It's set. Are you being sarcastic here, Frank Rizzo? Rizzo! Frank Rizzo. This is great content. So, Anchor Baby and Big Bump. Okay. Yeah, so back to the news over here. News. Electricity. Eggs. All right, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Lord have mercy. And they're going to make it even worse. Voters are over it and use their frustration to help Democrats secure wins in New Jersey, Virginia, and Georgia this past November. Analysts say Republicans also plan on affordability in next year's midterms. Little do these useful, foolish people, I will call it, stupid persons, as Trump called that gal, know that Democrats make things worse in terms of things being affordable, including so-called health care with Obamacare and everything. Electricity costs aren't going to ease up anytime soon, blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens. 80 million people already struggle. That's what I picture when they're struggling, when they're like shaking in their bed to pay their utility bills, while some states protect folks from having their heat shut off in the winter. Not all do. What a mess, huh? Whereas my college friends, they didn't even turn on their heat, and they lived in like a Portland area, Oregon, where it gets cold. We just layered up in blankets and layered up in clothes indoors in the dead of winter. Literally winter. What a mess. What a mess. So nice. And let me peruse the news on will the Supreme Court decision turn off your internet? I don't know. Bitcoin is having a bad day. New York City poised to get 3 casinos. Man, all that entertainment mess. White House says the second strike on the drug boat was lawful despite the lawmakers' so-called concerns. They're always so concerned about criminals and far-left foreigners, and never about the Americans. Never about what's right. What's AP saying? White House confirms and defends a controversial so-called second strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean, or Caribbean if you prefer. investigating the killings of 3 children in a California shooting. Wow. So was it truly those Filipinos and the West Bank Palestinians living in fear of more Israeli attacks? Also, why caterpillars deserve our help and how to give it. Meaning the probably not the machine caterpillar, but the moving vehicles, the vehicles that move land and stuff, but literally the things that turn into butterflies, right? I think. So that's what they think is newsworthy. Nice, interesting. They don't, it's funny, the liberals, they pretend to care about children when in reality, they do not. And, you guys who say there's a genocide in Gaza, a lot of times you guys will be like, oh, they're killing children. And yes, Israeli strikes have done in some young people, right? And as I said, that's Hamas's job to protect their people. But as Kevin Howe rightly says, oh yeah, Hamas really known for looking out for their women and children. No, they love when women and children get killed so they can show the pictures of it and say, look how evil Israel is. And then you guys fall for it and pretend like these perps are victims. There are no victims. Give me a break. I'm trying to zoom in on this birthday thing. Never mind. I don't care. I don't care. Forget about it. But that's the news. News. Children. Let me get back to some calls here. I think I have time. 1-888-775-3773. Robert in Kansas, don't you know your band, man?
That's up to you, boss.
Yeah, you're respectfully, I appreciate you, man. But yeah, we gotta stick with the band.
You gonna ban me right now?
No, I already banned you before. I'm gonna stick with that.
Oh.
Yeah. But I did want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. I appreciate you.
Oh man.
But I gotta keep you at arm's length still. Take care, man.
Okay, Earth is flat. Bye.
All right, bye. Nice. Thank you, Derek, for asking. I did let him on air, and then I hung up on him over Thanksgiving. But much appreciation and love, if I have any love at all, to my band callers. And ring finger, back to you, Mina. Is Mina in the chat? Mina. Nope, not right now. But he does say the Earth is flat, and we are flat Earth friendly, even though we are not flat Earthers. Some of you guys are. When I say we, I mean me. I am not a flat Earther. And nor is myself, nor am I. Nice. Respectfully, still banned. Very cool. All right, so let me just double check over on the ear. Hashtag free Robert. Robert, boo. Boo. What is up, guys, over there in the Rumble chat? Let me say hello to the people over there. Kilo Alpha Tango, Groovy Monkey, Beta Legs, Chirp Alerter 5000. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cesar or Cesar. Shout out to anybody over there. Mr. Zoe on the pilled group, pill.net, Jim in Alaska, as always, sir. Okay. I like to try to be a little orderly so that I don't miss you guys' stuff. All right? So I have a little bit of time. I think I have. Let's see if I can. No, it's not working. Well, I don't care. Okay? I did hear that there was a. You know what you guys want to see? Because I mentioned Filipinos, like you guys know what I'm talking about. If I go over here to the James Hake thing, yeah, I don't know if this is copyrighted.
Man was arrested in early 2020.
Oh Lord, I feel like they're gonna cuss.
I know I won't play in.
This is a Filipino rapper stuff, and it's they're also gang members allegedly. I mean, I like rap music in spite of myself, you know.
I came to learn Ban was arrested in early 2025 on a murder charge, so he wouldn't be able to meet up for an interview. But his
Oh, sorry.
I know I won't play in.
But his younger cousin Nano, another up-and-coming rapper, said he could link up and he would bring a lot of guys outside. But knowing recently that
Okay, so this is in Stockton, California, NorCal, roughly, I guess. Stockton is kind of near, you know, the Bay Area, I believe. No relation to John Stockton, who I feel like played for something up north of LA. Very talented basketball player. And Stockton declared bankruptcy famously in 2012-ish. And they have a gang problem. It's not just blacks, it's not Hispanics. Peachy Keenan writes, mystery solved, supposedly, okay, I don't know if this is true. For those of you placing bets on whether the mass shooting in Stockton the other day was black on black, Hispanic on Hispanic, or white on white, I have a surprising update, not very surprising. National Conservative wrote November 30th, and Sunday, I guess that was. This is the Filipino gangster rapper Nano of the Muddy Boys, with a Z, gang, one of at least two mostly Filipino Crips. Crips is the blue-wearing black gang turned Filipino. It was his daughter, according to National Conservative, I don't know if this is true, who was having a B-Day party where multiple gangster rappers were present. 14 shot, 4 killed. Maybe it's more than that now. But here, let me finish this clip maybe.
Stockton police have been cracking down heavily on gangs. I was curious to see how many guys would show up and wondered if they'd be camera shy. And folks, for context, we were meeting with this crew at Matty Harrell Park, a stronghold in the area for Asian gangs.
Look how beautiful.
Come on, bro. Good to meet you.
So there's some like YouTuber guy or something, documentary type of a guy, meeting up with this gangster rapper and his daughter, of course, a girl. And he's all watching out for the police and stuff like that. It reminds me of like El Monte, although we didn't really know those Filipinos that much. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Okay, so I don't have time to play. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts, guys. Rick and Hampton and the rest of everybody. Bye. Anchor Baby up next.